Hey there, I'm so glad you made it. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, I wanted to share something I got to do today. I had an opportunity to walk along the river nearby my house, the Clinton River. And there's a pathway that runs adjacent to the river. And, sometimes the path will go away from the river a little bit and there won't be quite so much closeness to it. And then, as you can see, the path is a little closer. And, as I was moving along, I realized this isn't much different than our neural pathways inside of our brain. So let me talk about this for just a second. So it's been a couple years since I've been able to walk this pathway. In 23, I just had some stuff going on, mentally and emotionally that I was working through. So it kept me from doing a whole lot of physical stuff. And then in 24, I had this really weird year with some of my physical body and, just some losses and things like that. So I wasn't doing much activity either. So, here I am, it's in 25, and I'm, getting to walk this pathway again, getting a chance to kind of explore this part of my, my physical world where I live, yes. But when I had applied it to my insides, I was going, I have a chance to really go inside and just kind of be with today. Today's happens to be Mother's Day, and it's a weird day for me. And so I've been trying to find ways just to kind of settle into me and feel connected to me. So as I've been walking along the river, Mama Cocha, and then, connecting with the earth, Pachamama, and these are Peruvian words, they're shamanic words actually for the earth and the water. And as I've just been talking to my mamas, right, my earthly mothers, right, I've been just hanging with this. And as I came across this one section, there was a tree that was hollowed out and, with winds that occur and storms that occur, just like life, this one huge tree, fell over and it was all hollow. And there was actually a passerby that was wondering, well, how did that happen? And you could see the evidence. Like, I walked up to it and I noticed, oh, well, that looks like evidence of either termites or carpenter ants or something like that. So, it was intriguing to me because there was two obstacles because of this one tree, right? And sometimes we avoid going and looking at something that's occurred in our life, right? So sometimes I find myself wanting to avoid the discomfort of Mother's Day. But today I kind of sat with it. I really settled in with myself and really settled in with Mama Earth and all that stuff and just allowed her to go and say, the closer that I got to that obstacle, the fallen tree, this tree of Mother's Day, and just, my one family member lives 45 minutes away. I have another family member, adult child who lives, in another state. And yet when I walked up to the obstacle of Mother's Day with this fallen tree, this hollow tree, this discomfort of this day, I realized that as I got to it, it was actually pretty easy to walk over, oh, that was 23, the mental part of it. Oh, that was 24, the physical part of it. And I was able to go out and back and feel proud of myself for kind of going, no, I sat with Mother's Day today. I looked at it as it wasn't a big obstacle. And that's the key right there. It wasn't a big obstacle for me. When I approached, I was going, holy crap, there's so much falling over. And I'll put the pictures at the end. But like I said, when I approached, there were spots that it was easily crawled over or stepped over, even for that matter. And there were little vines. And one of the passersby, a little child, was like, be careful, Daddy, you could trip there. Interesting. So it was a beautiful symbolic journey, spending time with Mother Earth today, with Pachamama and Mama Cocha, and just allowing the ladies to speak into my heart and into my life. As a cyclist passed by, and see, this is, yet another thing. See, we can't always perfect our time to sit with ourselves. There's always those distractions, but I wish you time to sit with yourself and allow yourself to settle into the neural pathways of your head and your story and sit with something that comes up. If something comes up in these meditations for you, it doesn't mean that you clear your mind. In fact, it's something that came up. Like for me, it was that obstacle that came up, right? I went up to it, I sat with it, and then I moved through and I worked with it. And it was much more passable. It was much more easy than I thought it was prior to, just the initial onset. So Yeah, I hope that sits with somebody. I hope that connects with you and you find some guidance in that. So love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. Be well.